Does arrogance ultimately lead to defeat? Inside the MMA octagon, even the mighty fall in an instant. Here are a few fighters who believed in themselves a little too much, only to find out they are not immune to knockouts. Number 11. Maurice Adorf vs. Alexander Wines. Imitating a famous fighter like Conor McGregor can get you some attention, but it doesn't always work out in the octagon. Maurice Adorf found this out the hard way when he adopted McGregor's style and look. Initially, he gained some viral fame and performed decently in his early fights. However, when he faced Alexander Wines, it became clear that mimicry was not enough. Even from the beginning, Adorf's defense was lacking, which led to his fall initially and then finally being TKO'd by Wines' left and right hits. Number 10. Mark Abelardo vs. Shinichagda Zoltzedzek. A bit of a showboating can hype up a crowd, but Mark Abelardo took it way too far against Shinichagda. Abelardo started strong, landing good shots and engaging the crowd. He danced around the octagon, mocking Zoltzedzek with every strike landed. However, once Zoltzedzek returned the favor, Abelardo's weaknesses became clear. As Zoltzedzek was known for his excellent grappling skills, he quickly took Abelardo down and carefully worked his way to a dominant position. From there, it was a textbook display of ground control and submission attempts. Number 9. Joshua Pacquiao vs. Roy Doliguez. Sometimes, a fighter's frustration can lead to one of the most spectacular moments of revenge. Joshua Pacquiao experienced this against Roy Doliguez. After Doliguez blocked a submission attempt with some dirty tactics, fish hooking and eye gouging, Pacquiao was understandably angry. Well, the referee had to intervene to warn Doliguez of his dishonorable behavior. When the fight resumed, Pacquiao channeled his inner anger into a devastating spinning back fist that knocked Doliguez out cold. It was a clear case of karma for Doliguez's actions. Pacquiao's ability to stay composed and use his frustration to fuel a perfectly executed move was evidence of his discipline and skill. Number 8. Jerome Agbude vs. Thomas Owen. Trying to create drama can backfire. Jerome Agbude's decision to refuse a handshake from Thomas Owen before their fight made Owens angry and completely drove Owens' desire to win. Owen, being a seasoned veteran with a reputation for his knockout power, took the fight personally. From the opening bell, Owen came out aggressively, trying to corner Agbude. He pressured Agbude with a constant flow of strikes. In just 21 seconds, Owen knocked Agbude out, turning Agbude's attempt at psychological warfare into a viral moment of defeat. The knockout punch was a perfectly timed right hook that left Agbude regretting his choice and sending him crashing into the canvas. Number 7. Joshua Farmers vs. Paul Teague. Bringing intense energy and provocation to the weigh-in is risky if you can't back it up in the fight. Joshua Farmers learned this when he faced Paul Teague in a bare-knuckle match. The pre-fight weigh-ins was filled with trash talk and heated exchanges, with Farmers trying to get into Teague's head. Yeah, Teague did seem overmatched at first, but quickly turned the tables once the fight began. Teague weathered Farmers' early aggression and waited for an opening. Number 6. Kwon A-Sol vs. Monsieur Barnau. Being a champion doesn't mean you automatically have class. Kwon A-Sol's attempts to intimidate Monsieur Barnau before their fight were useless once they were in the octagon. Kwon was someone known for his dominant run as a champion, but he lost track when he tried to intimidate Barnau with trash talk and mind games during the pre-fight build-up. However, Barnau's superior technical skills were on full display even from the beginning of the fight. Barnau dominated Kwon both standing and on the ground. Number 5. Anderson Silva vs. Andre Minier. There's almost nothing more unsportsmanlike than a fake glove touch. Andre Munier tried this dirty move against Anderson Silva, and it backfired spectacularly. Despite the disrespect, Silva kept his control and delivered a huge counter punch that knocked Munier out cold. The fight began with both fighters approaching the center of the octagon for a customary glove touch. Munier extended his hand, but instead of a respectful touch, he threw a cheap shot at Silva. Number 4. Shy Lindsay versus Carlo Jr. For some fighters, the thrill of the fight is so enjoyable that they can't help but smile, even in the heat of battle. Shy Lindsay experienced this joy briefly before Carlo Jr. gave him a kick that he couldn't possibly forget. As someone known for his cheerful attitude and love for the sport, Lindsay was caught smiling as he traded strikes with Jr. But Jr. was something even better. He was a powerful striker with a reputation for his knockout ability. He waited for the right opportunity, and exactly when he saw an opening, he instantly delivered a devastating front kick. Number 3. Roman Dick versus Levan Makashvili. Overconfidence can lead to a quick downfall, as Roman Dick's fight with Levan Makashvili clearly tells us. Feeling confident at the end of a round, Dick dropped his hands and invited Levan Makashvili to hit him.
It definitely, indeed, feels like Levan is almost taking the last minute off, trying to get some extra breathing. Roman calling it.
Number 2. Konrad Jaskiewicz versus Baruch Martin. Some fighters like Diego Sanchez in his prime could get away with putting their hands down and inviting their opponents to hit them while in the octagon, probably because he expected the unexpected. But it didn't quite work out well for Konrad Jaskiewicz, who tried this tactic against Baruch Martin and paid dearly. After escaping a leg lock and calling Martin to stand up and bang, Jaskiewicz was immediately knocked out by a flying knee. The fight had been evenly matched up to that point, with both fighters having their moments of dominance.
Throw a little message into the crowd, put his hands up the back on the feet. Oh! Oh my goodness! A flying knee from Jaskiewicz! This fight is over!
Number 1. Melvin Manhoef versus Ryu Kawamura. Unorthodox moments can confuse an opponent, but they can also backfire. Ryu Kawamura used such strange tactics against legendary kickboxer Melvin Manhoef. He was successful at first, confusing him and avoiding his shots. However, as the fight progressed, the flaws in Kawamura's style became evident. Eventually, one of his odd moves led him straight into a knockout punch from Manhoef. It was a brutal end to such a strange fight.
He did it! Oh, he did it again! Big right hand.
So, which one is your favorite? If you have any such MMA moments to add, let us know in the comments. Also, support us by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Until next time.